Hi, Donald.
What's up, Alondra?
How have you been? It is so great to see you right now.
It's really good. It's really good to see you and to see you in that exact same smile that I always remembered us sharing back and forth. It was like,
Listen,
who can outsmile the other?
I know. We had some amazing times, but before we get into
Yes.
that, let me introduce you first, okay?
Okay.
So, today, thank you so much for joining in on the Cozy Conversation DXB with Alondra Renee and
Donnell
Donald
Spencer Jr. Donnell.
Donnell.
Yes.
Do you
Sorry,
know I've always called you that, and you've never corrected me.
because I didn't even want to waste time correcting you. I wanted to keep it moving.
Okay. You could have corrected me at least once. Okay, Donnell Spencer Jr. is a
Yeah.
self-taught drummer and avid lover of music. In addition, he is a talented singer and songwriter. And this well-regarded drummer singer has toured and worked with some of the best in the game. Stevie Wonder, Anita Baker, Chaka Khan, Gerald Albright, DeBarge, Ray Parker Jr., Destiny's Child, Patti Austin, John Legend, Brian Culbertson, In Vogue,
Lots
Tevin
of
Campbell.
people. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on. Jonathan Butler, Boney James.
That's my
I mean,
man. Yeah.
listen, you have performed live on many award shows and television, including the American Music Awards with the late Teddy
Yes.
Pendergrass and
Yes. That was
the,
awesome.
the Soul Train Music Awards with Chaka Khan. So, Donnell, how
Yes.
long have you been in the game? So I know you were born in Philly, right? Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But how
Hmm.
long have you been in the game?
Well, I came to Los Angeles in 1983.
Hmm.
So I would consider that me being in the game because I was in a
Wow.
band called Mix. And Mix was a mixture of cultures, and
Hmm.
Stevie Wonder was producing us.
Hmm.
So we were in the studio in Philadelphia, Sigma Sound Studios, which is very famous, which is it's no longer there, but we were in the studio with Stevie for a month. I'm gonna just do this real quick. This is a photo. Wait,
Uh-oh, I can't see you.
my daughter, can
Okay,
you
there
see
you
it
are.
if I do this?
Yes, I can. Oh
Yeah, I
no,
got the
wait.
background thing.
Okay,
Anyway, it's a
okay.
photo of me with Stevie in the studio back in 1983, I guess it was. So when
Hmm.
he left to come back to Los Angeles, things got a little quiet, and me and two other band members took our money and bought one-way tickets to Los Angeles, and I never went back home to live.
Wow.
That's how I got in the game.
Now
And it's now,
I met you in 2020. We met in 2009 or 2010. It was one of those years. I believe it was 2009 because I remember when we met and you and I were introduced through a mutual friend.
that's right, mutual friend, yeah.
Yeah, a mutual friend who are also my clients. I love them to this day. Always supported my business. But you and I met through a mutual friend. And let me tell you what I remember most about you, right?
Uh-oh. Here it is. I'm gonna blush,
Listen,
y'all. I'm a
here it
black
is.
man blushing.
Listen, here it is. Here it is. I remember you and I went out to dinner or something because you had to take me to Alondra's Boulevard. And you and I have
That's
gone
right.
to church together. You've
That's
taken
right.
me to church. We've gone to
Yep.
a lot of different places, right? Because we were both living in LA. And you said you had to take me to Alondra's Boulevard because it had my name and all of that. But let
Yeah.
me tell you what I remember most about you.
Uh-oh. I mean, here it is.
When you picked me up, you not only opened my door, but you reached across me to buckle my seatbelt.
That is so
And
me. That's what I do.
and I have never had that to happen to me. Yes, men, listen, men open the doors all the time. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. And I love a gentleman, right? But you went the extra step, which left a lasting impression
Oh,
to
that's
reach
wonderful.
across me and buckle in my seatbelt. And I was like, what? And you said, I'm buckling your seatbelt. I'm being a gentleman. And I was like, you know what? That is so beautiful. And
Oh, I'm
so,
so glad that it touched you in that way.
listen,
That means a lot to me.
this was back
Yeah,
in
way back.
2009,
Yeah,
right?
that's who I am. I haven't changed at all. My
That
mother
is so
raised me well.
beautiful. So let me
Yep.
give you your flowers about that now, because things like that, it's the
Thank you
small
so much.
things that leave the
Yeah,
lasting impressions, right?
I appreciate you telling that story.
Of
That's
course.
not a story that's not something that I would talk about because it's what I do. It's
Uh-huh.
some of this, and a daughter also helped me, really, really exude that kind of energy towards her so that she would know growing up what a gentleman is really supposed to be like. I did
Yeah.
that for her. Oh, still do, still would.
It's so many people.
Yeah,
Now we can get on so the podcast is called the Cozy Conversations DXB. We can get
yeah.
on this and we can talk about you and your career and everything. But what I love to do on the podcast is to regard people in their natural states. Like
Mm,
I appreciate the relationships and the people that I've met over the years and throughout my career in the industry,
right.
and people who have left lasting impressions with different things. But I think it's the most beautiful moments when you can regard somebody in their natural being, right? Because
Absolutely.
that's what we don't get all the time. Now, let's get into the career. So
Okay.
1980, what'd you say? 83? You've been in LA
Is when I came to Los Angeles. Yeah.
when you came to Los Angeles. Now,
February of 1983. When I got here, they had the worst snowstorm ever in Philly. Right after I got here. Yeah. It was sunny like a mug in LA. And 28, 30 inches of snow. And I left at the right time.
right. It
Yeah.
made you not miss it right away, right?
Exactly. Yeah. 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 Exactly.
So, how was it working with? What is the most powerful moment you can recall working with any one of the entertainers? Just give me a good story that you would love to tell or share.
Oh, there's so many. I'll tell you what, why don't I do this? I'll give you a past one and then a present.
Perfect.
So of course the past one is going to be Stevie Wonder. It's that was the pivotal point in my musical career. Um, I was a friend. I was introduced to Danny Cimbello and Michael Cimbello. Michael Cimbello played guitar with Stevie Wonder and the band Wonderlove. His younger brother, Danny Cimbello, played keyboards. And so Steve had asked Michael to tell Danny to put a band together. He was interested in producing a band, a young band. We were all young. So I go down and audition, play drums and whatnot. They were like, yeah, cool, you're in the band. So Danny and I were the youngest two members of the band at that time. And we were playing on this boat called La Ferry in Philadelphia down on Delaware Avenue. And in walks Stevie Wonder. And I'm on the drums, so I'm on the stage was set up where the drums are on the platform. So I'm up high. I saw him as soon as he walked in. He was so tall to me. I didn't know he was tall. Like, Hotter Than July was the record that was out. And my favorite song on the record was Lately, because I was going through an emotional breakup. And those words, as soon as I saw and met him, I said, Steve, that song touched my heart. And we were friends ever since. We would thumb wrestle. I have video of thumb wrestling with Stevie on my Instagram right now. Where
That's
he
awesome.
was at a birthday party and he stops and says, "Wait a minute, y'all. Let me thumb wrestle with him." We did best 3 out of 5. I beat him.
Who won? You won?
I did. I won. Yeah. And she said, "Steve, you want me to close my eyes?" But anyway, to get to answer your question, being in the studio with Stevie for like a month straight, watching how he creates, having playing drums, fooling around with him, and just having fun. That was the the highlight of my musical career. Now moving forward, met a lot of people, worked with a lot of people. Went to Switzerland with Ray Parker Jr. This was during COVID in 2019. we got diplomatic immunity to fly to Zurich for the Zurich Film Festival because Ray Parker has a documentary that came out called "Who You Gonna Call?" And I'm actually in the documentary in one scene. But Ray said, "I want to bring my band," so he was able to get diplomatic immunity. We didn't find out till like a week before the flight that we were going to go. So we go to Zurich. Long story short, since we were all there, Ray was like, "Well, we might as well play in a club or something and do a show." We do this show, doing some of his songs, and Shania Twain is there. Shania hears the band and loves the band, and we all have dinner together. It was like a bunch of us together. We all have dinner together, and she asked us right there at the dinner table, "What do I have to do to get you guys to stay like 3 extra days and we can go in the studio and jam?" I was like, nothing.
Ask.
Yeah, basically. So it was Freddie Washington, bass player extraordinaire, who wrote "Forget Me Nots" with Patrice Rushen. Rob Bacon, who plays with Chaka Khan. Mike Logan, keyboard player, plays with Will Downing and Boz Scaggs, and Ray Parker. That was the band. And so we ended up going to the studio and creating. Shania would bring in these kind of skeletons of songs, and we would bring them to life. We ended up recording 9 songs in 3 days, singing background on all the songs and everything. And in fact, I'm singing a song where I start the song off with Shania Twain called "Wanted Man." I start the song off a cappella, and I'm playing drums on all the songs. And so after we got done with the sessions, there was this one song that we had recorded that she wrote called "Silent Screams." Now, during the time when I was in Switzerland, my mother was suffering from Alzheimer's. So her song "Silent Screams," when we were recording it, I was in tears because of the lyric and how it made me think of my mother having, I'm sorry, "Silent Screams" was the name of it. You want to get something out, but you can't.
Yeah.
So we're back at the hotel. So last night, and we're sitting around. We used to sit around in the lobby, and they would leave the hotel open for us late, and we were listening to the song. And Alondra, I couldn't hold back my emotions. I started crying, and my head was down. Someone, Mike Logan, recorded this moment. Shania walks from around the table, comes around to where I was, sits next to me, puts her arm around me, and says, "The song makes me cry too." And I'm crying, so I don't see none of this because I don't know it's being videotaped. The moment was so special. When I saw it back, he had an arm around me, mouthing the words, like singing it, right? And there's a gentleman named Ola who was in charge of everything, kind of the financial person who brought us all together. It was his vision to do this, to bring Ray over and all that. He said, "We must do this every year. We must come together like this every year." So for 4 years straight, we went to Zurich, and then we would go to Montreux for the Montreux Jazz Festival, and we recorded in the studio with Shania. I probably recorded maybe 25, 26 songs with her. And Nathan East is part of that group. Bobby Brown, a bunch of us. Eric Benet. It's unbelievable. I have pictures, and it's funny because I have all the video footage and all of that, but I never shared it with anyone because I think they're going to do a documentary at some point. But because they took all my footage, I have high res footage because I'm also a photographer and I was recording video as well. So those are my two, I would say, the highest, like, unbelievable moments. I'm in, like, Shania is like talking to you. That's how I talk to her. She's a sweetheart.
That's a
And
beautiful
her husband,
moment.
Fred, I mean, I love them both.
That's a beautiful moment. Now, speaking of being global and everything and being over there, you've also been touring in China and Japan with the Korean pop artists. Yes.
Jane Chung,
Jane Jong.
Jane Jong, and
Jong.
Sheng Liang Ying, Sheng Liang Ling, I think that's how you say it in Chinese. I'm probably messing it up. She's another one. She's, in fact, she used to do one of Shania's songs. So when I met Shania, I put the two of them on a Zoom call, and it was unbelievable. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
I love Jane. Jane was another one of those. It's another one of those situations. I gave you two, but that one's in the middle. I was going to China for 10 years working with Jane, and she is a sweet heart. She like, yeah, she's amazing. Amazing singer, artist, person. If she comes to LA, guess what she does? Contacts me, tells me where to meet her for dinner, and it's always authentic Chinese because I love Chinese food. And in fact, I would hang out with the locals, and
Hmm.
they because I like spicy food. They would get a kick out of taking me someplace to eat and think they could outspice me. I'm like, bring it on, baby. I was eating all them peppers and everything, and my nose would run
Hmm.
sometimes.
Hmm.
There's
And you get a
one
little
thing I couldn't,
sweaty.
all of that, but I love Jane. Jane was amazing. 10 years all over Asia, and I also worked with Jolene Tsai, who is a pop star out of Taiwan. I worked with her for about maybe I think it was 2 or 3 months. I was flying
Mhm.
back and forth to China once a week. Can you believe that?
That's so amazing because I was there for 5 years and I don't know how we missed each
We
other.
missed each
I
other.
don't know how we missed each other.
It's
And
crazy. It's
and I
crazy.
think it was because because you didn't visit after COVID at all, right? Did
No,
you
no.
visit?
See, that's when everything got
And that's
no.
the thing.
When COVID happened, that was it was all done for me. The
Yeah.
10-year visa and all that, thanks to Obama, I had all that,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
And it was just tough. It was the most I love China, love the food. Only thing I couldn't eat is the duck tongue. You ever eat duck tongue?
Well, no, because there's a lot that I couldn't eat.
Oh, oh, so
This
you
is
ain't like me. I
no,
was trying
no.
everything.
No, I'm not. I'm not. No, no, I'm not that
Yeah.
person. I
Okay.
actually even stopped eating a lot more when I was in China because, you have to know the Chinese characters because they do use a lot of beef and pork in a lot of their cooking, and I don't eat beef or pork. So I had to make sure that I learned the Chinese characters for chicken
For beef
and
and just
duck,
right.
yeah, and
Right. Right.
certain things that I could eat. And I had to learn to speak a little Chinese to say "buyao pagan."
Okay.
Buyao
Be
pagan,
out pagan. Be
buyao
out
pagan
pagan.
means
Okay.
no, I don't want pork.
No, that means
Yeah,
no, I
no
don't
bacon.
want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no bacon,
Yeah.
no pork. Yeah.
Good, good.
So yeah, buyao. I don't want.
Booyah,
Yeah,
no, I
buyao,
got you. Yeah.
buyao.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Here's your
that's
need.
interesting, huh?
Yeah. It's a
谢
sister
谢你，
need.
谢谢你，yeah, 谢谢你。Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot. Like I can hold a small conversation in Chinese.
Okay.
Very
Good for you.
very small.
Good. Right.
But I don't speak it fluently at all. I
Right.
wish I would have learned more. Do you know
Me
any
too.
Chinese?
Me too.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, very little. It's funny because the keyboard player, I became really good friends with the Chinese keyboard player. Neither one of us could speak each other's language, but everybody got a kick out of our body language. We had a kindred spirit, so much so that he invited me to his home. I met his wife, his kids, his mother. His mom and the grandmom. They all lived together. He invited me to dinner. I'm sitting at the table with them. It was the warmest feeling ever. I mean, and we didn't speak his wife spoke a little English, but they got a kick out of how we just communicated. I could always understand what he was trying to tell me. It was wonderful. I miss those times. I call them. I still have my Chinese family is still there.
Yeah.
What is it? Wei
Wei
Xing. That's what we used to communicate. Wei
Oh,
Xing,
we
Wei Xing. Yeah,
We Shen.
yeah. I had it
Hmm.
like 15 years ago. I had that.
We Shen. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It has
Sorry I
progressed since
missed you
then.
though. We would have had a
I know.
blast.
We would have had a ball. We had a ball in
Yeah,
LA. We had a
that's
ball in
right.
LA because I was only in LA for 3 years. I lived there for 3 years.
Right.
I was there from 2008 to 2011, and then I moved to
I
New York.
remember now too because we were introduced by a good friend of mine. I wanted to make your like kind of introduce you to LA a little bit. And plus, you were coming to to the same church, so and that was cool. And I thought we had a good friendship. That I'm so glad that has lasted through the years. And we had a good foundation, which is why
Yes,
we're here now.
which is why we're here
You
now.
know,
Which is why we're here now.
exactly.
I used to have this thing, and I started praying years ago, like back in my 20s. I was meeting so many people so quickly, and I used to pray and ask God to not allow me to ruin my friendships. Like, make allow me to live out the purpose of the friendship, and not me mismanage the purpose of my friendships. So I started to
Right,
pray that prayer back in my 20s. And you know a lot of like throughout the years, I've been connected with so many people, and it has nothing to do with dating. It has nothing to do with anything
right,
that, you know what I mean? And like, they didn't want anything from me, and I didn't want anything from them. And it's just, but it's a beautiful natural bond, right?
right.
So that's what I
Exactly.
have. I've been praying that prayer, and I'm like, only God can lead me through these relationships. But I love the goodness of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love the
Hmm.
natural goodness of people. Now, I don't do that with everybody. But I, you know what I mean? Like, people I actually connect
Hmm.
with.
Right. I got you.
You know what I
I
mean?
got you.
Because the
Yep.
older you
Yep.
get, the
Yep.
less people you actually connect
It
with. So
gets
I
smaller and smaller and smaller
smaller
because
and
what
smaller.
is what becomes important stays important,
Yeah.
and we don't compromise. We don't compromising my livelihood of friendships. Done. I'm over that.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good. I have no stress in my life.
That's
Zero.
awesome. That's awesome.
No
So
stress.
let's get into that part real quick. Because we have
Okay.
to play a game at some point, but let's get
Oh,
into that
okay.
part.
Okay.
So I
Did you
know
say
that
play a
you,
game?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
I like games.
I said play a game.
And
I love games too.
and I'm competitive too.
Well, this is
But I'm not a
actually,
sore loser. I'm not a sore loser. But go
but
ahead.
it's not about winning or losing. It's actually
Oh, okay,
something
cool.
you have to do. Yeah, it's not a game against me. It's a
Oh,
game to, yeah. But anyway, we'll get into that,
okay.
because yeah,
Okay, cool.
we'll
Hmm.
get into that. So I want to talk more about what you are doing now. I know,
Okay.
speaking of your piece and speaking of your drama free life, what have you done to, like, what are your hobbies to manage that besides, working?
Golf. Golf.
Golf.
Golf. I started golfing about 12 years ago. My buddy, one of my best friends, played on my record, Sam Sims, amazing bass player, songwriter, producer. We were actually a production team called DS Coda, and we produced an album for a group on Capitol Records called The Controllers. And we co-wrote a song for Freddie Jackson
Mm,
called Second Time for Love. Beautiful song. I recently just went back and listened to it. It
mhm.
was the third single on his album. He had a hit on the album that we had the song on. But if you can Google it, or Second Time for Love, Freddie Jackson, Sam. So anyway, Sam was staying here with me for a minute while he was in town doing a TV show. He's a big deal. That's my boy.
Mhm.
And he says, "Hey man," I said, "Man, why are you getting up so early? You don't have to be there." "Oh, I'm going to the driving range." "Driving range? What's that?" I'm playing golf." "Come on, man." At the time I was playing tennis. I'm like, "Golf is for old people. I ain't playing no golf." "Hey, man, come on, man. Come on." So I go. I'm left-handed. So he
I'm
said, "I'll rent
left-handed
you a
too.
left-handed club." "Oh, put your hand up. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Put your
I'm
What's up?" Yeah.
But go ahead, finish
So
your story.
right. So we go to this driving range. He rents me a left-handed club, tells me what to do. I'm holding it like a baseball bat. And my first ball I hit, boom, goes up in the air and left. Goes left. I said, "Oh man, this is cool. How can I make it go straight?" So he adjusts me a little bit. Second one up in the air straight. He said, "Man, you know how hard it is to hit the ball the first time in the air. I said, well, that's for me playing tennis. You watch the racket hit the ball. So I'm thinking, oh, I got this. I'm gonna learn how to golf in one day. The next 400 balls were on the ground. Couldn't get them up. I was trying to kill the ball. I wanted to hit it far. I had Popeye arms because he left, and I got another large bucket of balls, which is like 150 balls, and I kept hitting them into the mat, and my arm, my forearms swelled up so big, it hurt. When I told him I stayed there for another 2 hours, he said, "Dude, you're not supposed to hit those many balls." I said, "I thought I could learn how to play it in a day." That was the challenge. And I'm gonna tell you, this is a quote that I came up with. Golf is the hardest thing I ever loved learning how to do.
The
I
hardest thing
love
you
it.
ever loved learning how to do. Ooh, that's good.
Is that good?
That's that's
You had
real
to say it, you had to
good.
say it
The
slow to
hardest
get it.
thing yeah,
I've ever the hardest thing
thing I've
I've ever
ever
loved learning how to do. Learning how to do.
That's
Because you know
good.
why, Alondra? Because I'm still learning after 12 years. It's never the same. And
Mhm.
I played basketball, tennis, football, baseball. I was an avid bike rider, did mountain biking and all of that. But when I started golfing, the fact that it's never the same, even if you play the same course twice, the ball ain't gonna land in the exact same place every time. The wind changes,
There's so many factors. I was
atmosphere
about to say that.
changes.
I
There's
was
so
about
many
to say that.
factors, yeah. And my appreciation from the game went from 0 to 1,000. Then my boys were like, "Yo, check Tiger Woods out." I started watching Tiger Woods. I was like, "Oh, there it is. I'm done. I'm done." So I had to start working out, get my gear together, you know, because he's got the swag of life, and he's an amazing golfer. Um, and you know what? Golf, playing golf, which I've done all over the world. That was my goal. If I'm going to golf, I'm golfing all over the world. Golf in China, Japan, Australia, Switzerland. But everywhere I go, I'm like either I take my clubs or I rent clubs. First thing I do, where's the golf course? Number one, it keeps me out of trouble because I
Mhm.
got to get up early. I can't stay up late, right? And it's 4 or 5 hours of serenity to me. You're out there in nature. I love it. And once I got good, which I'm kind of good right now, I won money today, I won money yesterday, and the day before. So when you always bet something when you play golf, it's not a lot of money because I love my friends. But what I was going to say, and I digress. Let me get back to what I was going to say. Playing golf has allowed me to meet people from all walks of life that I would not have ever met. Ever met. One of my best buddies right now, I just play golf with him today, is from Russia. I went to Moscow and I went to St. Petersburg for a gig working with William Hall. He was a Michael Jackson impersonator, and it was amazing. And I loved Russia. I loved the food and everything. So I come back to LA, and there's this Lyle guy on the tee box, and he was by himself at the country club that I play at. And I said, "Man, can I play with you? You mind?" He said, "No, come on, let's play." He's real loud. And he says, "If I said, I went to Russia and I love the food, but I don't know the name of anything. I go and show him my phone. I show him all this food. He said, I'll tell you what, if you beat me, I'll take you to dinner." I said, "Really? Okay." Beat the heck out of him that day. And he kept his word. He kept his
Uh-huh.
word. He said, "Meet
Mhm.
me at such and such a place, which happens to be not too far from where I live."
Mhm.
We live probably 10 minutes from each other. The laundry. Everything that I showed him in the pictures, he ordered everything. Everything. It was food everywhere. I
Yeah.
ate just about everything and asked him, "Hey, man, you gonna eat that?" He was almost in tears. And he said, this is what he said, almost wanting to cry. He said, "Do you know how many people that I have invited to eat with me and they waste my money? They say they want something and they taste a little bit and don't eat it." He said, "You're the first person I've ever taken to dinner and you ate everything. You even asked for my food. Yeah,
Like, let me taste that. Let me taste that. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. That was me.
yeah, I like to eat too. Like yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's good. That's real good.
And then my other friends, my other buddies, are all musicians. We're all musicians, and they had gone to golf when I went to tennis. We all played basketball together. Then
Okay.
when our knees couldn't handle basketball, I went to tennis. They went to golf. So I came in. I When I started golfing, they had already been golfing 10 years. I practiced after we would play our practice. They were taking my money every week. I said, okay. And never forget the day when I won. I won about $35, and we were playing for dollars. And I had birdies. When you get a birdie, it's $2 from
Wow.
everybody, and it was six people playing. Two times six is 12.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I had
Okay.
a couple birdies, and you dig what I'm saying? I got
Yep.
$35. I was like, yeah, I have a rock. And I
Yeah.
never looked back. So
That's
to answer
awesome.
your question, golf is it for me.
Golf
And
is
then
it.
photography. I love photography. I also fly drone. I do drone photography as well. And I'm a grandfather. I
And
have
you
a beautiful
grandfather.
15-month old grandson, Zion, and that just elevated my life. And he's a sweetheart. He's an amazing little kid. Smart. My daughter does sign language, so he signs. If I do this,
Wow.
the
What
bird,
does
he
that
does
mean?
this. It's a bird.
Okay.
He is,
Oh.
when I do that, he'll do this. Or I'll point to a tree. This
Oh.
is tree. This is tree.
Oh.
Right. So my daughter
Wow.
teaches him sign language. He knows how to say more. He knows how to say thank
Uh-huh.
you. I love
Uh-huh.
you. He can't quite say those things yet,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
he can sign them, which is amazing.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Because
Yeah,
it's just another level of communication, right? Body language is very important. Now,
exactly. Yeah,
let's
yeah,
get to
yeah,
the
yeah,
game though.
yeah.
Let's get to the game.
Game time.
Game
Yes.
time. Okay, the name of the game is Finish the Phrase. Finish the phrase. I'm going to give you 10 words and you have to finish the phrase, and it could be anything you think of. For example, if I say friend, you can say friends are for life. Good friends are hard to find. Friends are very important to have. You
Okay.
create a phrase with the word that I give you. Okay,
Okay.
you
I'm
ready?
ready.
Okay, you have 10
Yes.
words. Word number one, find.
Fine. I believe that at this point in my life, I have been able to find my purpose.
That's awesome. And you can expand on any of the words. I meant to
Oh,
tell you
okay. I
that.
was going to expand.
So,
Um,
okay.
not that I didn't, not that I was running around aimlessly, but I feel like I've come into my own. Doing my own music, just having, just knowing what my lane is and going for gold, which is a plug for my next single. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Next word, fix.
Fix. Um, I believe if it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it. But if it's broken and you can fix it, do all you can to do that. And that goes with relationships, uh, primarily with relationships with loved ones, family, friends, people who really matter. If it's, try to forgive and fix that stuff, so you don't have that negativity in your life.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Next
Okay.
word, play.
Oh, I love to play. I'm playful. I'm playful. I mean, I don't take myself too seriously. Um, I smile a lot, and this is something my mother told me a long time ago I didn't understand it when she told me when I was young. She said, "You wear your heart on your shoulders," and she said, "People will either love you or they will be jealous of you because you're so happy-go-lucky." And I was like, happy-go-lucky. What does that mean? But I wear a smile because I feel like, and this is another one of my phrases, one of my sayings. I say, share your smile with someone else who needs it more than you.
Yeah. I think your smile is your natural state of being. It's
It
just
is. It really
it just
is.
exudes like that, it just it comes out whether you want it to or not. That's just your
Right.
natural state. So
And
it's not even about
it's not
how you're
pretentious at
feeling.
all.
And it's not even about how you're feeling at the moment. Like you
Right.
could be wearing a beautiful smile and you could be, hurting yourself because your smile
True.
is your natural state of being no matter how you feel. So people can misunderstand your smile anyway, but
That's so true. That's
that's
so
not your
true.
business.
That's right.
Isn't that the
It
beauty
ain't
of
my
it? That
business how you think
that
about
is
me.
not your
That's cool.
business.
Yep. I'm not taking on that energy. I ain't taking that
That's
on.
right. That's right. That's right. Okay,
Nah.
next word, protect.
Protect. Oh wow. I pray daily that my family will have protection, my grandson, everybody, because I don't take for granted that tomorrow is promised. So the word protect just for me means guard it. Um, just having a security, you know. Um, I believe in protecting those I love, and I believe in protecting myself too. I guard my heart. Like my mom said, I wear my heart on my shoulder, so I've been hurt. So, and if I've hurt anyone, I'm sorry, and I'm man enough to say that.
That's
So
good.
yeah.
That's good. Next word, choose.
Choose. Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Done. Next word.
Next word, take.
I try not to take as much as I love to give. I prefer to give. I don't like
Okay.
taking, and I don't like takers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next word, keep.
Keep. Keep those you love close, and keep those who you're suspicious of even closer. So you keep that eye on 'em.
Mhm. Next word, adore.
Oh my goodness. I adore you and your spirit. I adore um honest people with integrity, who mean well. And I believe I have discernment, so I can pick that up very quickly. And I just adore people that give me that energy. I keep them around me. See, the word keep came back in. See?
Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you so much for joining the Cozy
Welcome.
Conversations with Alondra Renee. We're going to have more of them. I can't wait to talk to you again. I love you.
Hello, and thank you for joining Cozy Conversations with Alondra Renee, and it will be more to come. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.